73% of billionaires studied by Harvard Business Review share one mental framework that most people have never heard of. It's not positive thinking, it's not visualization. It's a 2,000-year-old philosophy that's quietly powering the world's most successful people. You've been there. The pressure hits, the stakes get higher, and suddenly your emotions are driving the car. You make reactive decisions. You lose sleep over things you can't control. You watch opportunities slip away because fear or anger clouded your judgment. Meanwhile, there's a small group of people who seem unshakable. They face the same storms, the same setbacks, the same chaos, but they respond differently. They think differently. They operate from a place of calm control that seems almost superhuman. Tim Cook, CEO of the world's most valuable company, starts every day at 3:45 a.m. with Stoic philosophy. Jeff Bezos credits Stoic principles for Amazon's resilience through multiple crashes. Even Marcus Aurelius, who literally ruled an empire, used these same mental tools to stay focused under impossible pressure. But here's what most people get wrong about Stoicism. They think it means being emotionless, robotic, disconnected. That's not Stoicism, that's just being dead inside. Real Stoicism is about emotional intelligence on steroids. Stoics feel everything. They just don't let feelings make their decisions. They've trained their minds to separate what they can control from what they can't. And that separation, that's where success lives. Let me break down the first pillar of Stoic success, the dichotomy of control. Every situation has two parts, what you can influence and what you can't. Your energy, your focus, your power, it all goes to what you can control. When the 2008 financial crisis hit, most entrepreneurs panicked. They burned energy fighting the market, cursing the economy, blaming the government. Meanwhile, Stoic-minded leaders like Warren Buffett saw opportunity. He focused on what he could control, his investments, his decisions, his responses. Buffett invested $16 billion during the crisis while everyone else was paralyzed by fear. Why? Because he wasn't wasting mental energy on things he couldn't control. All his focus went to what he could, his strategy, his analysis, his moves. Here's the second pillar, negative visualization. Sounds depressing, right? It's actually the opposite. Stoics regularly imagine losing what they have, their business, their health, their success. Not to be pessimistic, but to build mental resilience. When you've mentally rehearsed losing everything, nothing can shock you into paralysis. Navy SEALs use this exact technique. They visualize mission failures before every operation. When things go wrong, and they do, they're already 3 steps ahead. But here's where it gets interesting. A study at UCLA found that people who practice negative visualization are 40% more likely to achieve their goals. Why? Because they're not caught off guard by setbacks. They've already planned for them. The third pillar is what separates true Stoics from everyone else, the view from above. Marcus Aurelius would imagine looking down at his problems from space. From that perspective, most of our daily dramas shrink to their actual size, pretty damn small. Elon Musk uses this exact mindset. When Twitter was hemorrhaging money and the media was calling him crazy, he maintained perspective. He's literally trying to make humans multiplanetary. Daily criticism from journalists, that's background noise. Now here's the daily practice that will rewire your brain for Stoic success. Every morning, spend exactly 10 minutes writing 3 things. What you can control today, one thing that could go wrong and how you'd handle it, and the bigger mission that makes today's problems irrelevant. This isn't just philosophy, it's neuroscience. Dr. Matthew Lieberman at UCLA proved that writing about emotions and challenges literally rewires your prefrontal cortex. You're training your brain to respond instead of react. But here's what most people miss about Stoicism. It's not about suppressing ambition or accepting mediocrity. Marcus Aurelius conquered nations. Modern Stoics build billion-dollar companies. The difference is they're driven by purpose, not ego. They're not attached to outcomes, but they're obsessed with process. They don't need external validation because their scorecard is internal. They measure themselves by effort, consistency, and character, not just results. Here's the part that will change everything for you. Stoicism isn't about becoming cold or detached. It's about becoming antifragile. Nassim Taleb proved that some systems get stronger under stress. You can become one of those systems. Every rejection makes you more resilient. Every failure teaches you something your competitors don't know. Every crisis becomes a competitive advantage, but only if you have the mental framework to see it that way. The ancient Stoics had a phrase, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your biggest obstacle right now. That's not blocking your path to success. That is your path to success. Start tomorrow, 10 minutes. Write what you can control, prepare for what might go wrong, and connect to your bigger purpose. Do this for 30 days and watch how differently you handle pressure. Watch how much clearer your decisions become. The world needs more Stoic leaders. People who can think clearly when everyone else is panicking. People who can find opportunity in crisis. People who measure themselves by character, not just cash. Be one of them. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily motivation and mindset updates that actually work. Tomorrow, we're diving into the specific Stoic techniques that Navy SEALs use to stay calm under fire. You won't want to miss it.